Okay, so we just beat Pinwheel pretty easily, obviously, because we're pretty far through the game. And I thought, I got a good idea. I guess I could go through the catacombs right now, right? I mean, the Tomb of the Giants. But this leads to a really, really bad idea, where I get greedy. But as you can see, these skeletons actually aren't that bad if you have a high power weapon. I'm killing them pretty easily. And you can actually go through this place in the dark not without too much trouble as long as you follow those lights. Now this part can be tricky, because there's two of them back to back. I'm just going to roll through, get hit there, not too big of a problem. Now here's where I get greedy. The smart thing to do would be to let Patches kick me down there, because that leads me to the Skull Lantern. But I'm like, oh, I could probably just go through this area in the dark. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Doesn't really seem to be anything over here. Oh, dear God! That's what happens. Well, goodbye to those 20,000 souls. I do not even care about them. So now, enough stalling. It's time to go to the DLC land. So, the easiest way to get there is to use the, if I could... Wait, did I just select Anorlando? Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get the broken pendant from, the entrance to Duke's Archive first. And the enemy that drops the broken pendant will not appear until you have saved Dusk after killing the Hydra. A lot of people that are new to, after getting the DLC, they're kind of confused on that. Yes, you first have to kill the Hydra, reload that area, kill the Golden Golem in the back, talk to Dusk, then kill Smaug and Ornstein to get the Lord Vessel, place the Lord Vessel, come back here, kill the enemy, the Crystal Golem, at the beginning of Duke's Archive to get the broken pendant, then go back to where you first saved and met Dusk. Then you can go to the DLC. I think it's set up that way just to make sure you can't go to DLC before defeating Smaug and Ornstein, because they're basically supposed to be like the part where they're supposed to be like the breaking point where the game gets serious. Like, everything up till them is just kind of preparation for the end game. At least if you're, playing normally, because there's ways where you can totally break the game and, you could, very easily beat, the Four Kings very early on in the game if you want to. It's not even really that hard if you know what you're doing and you know where some of the more powerful items are. Now, these boars, this tight space actually kind of makes it easier than you'd think, because as you can see, the boar can kind of get stuck on the walls and stuff. At first thought you might think a narrow passageway makes it really difficult, and it can if you can't get to the side or back of them, but once you do, it's not too hard. And again, having a high damaging weapon also makes it easier. This one's actually really easy because you're so close to him by the time you get aggro that it's very easy to get the position you want on them. And of course they don't respawn. Ooh, and this isn't good. It's not the position you want to be in. There we go. And now we are pretty much all set. I just gotta kill a Crystal Golem. But yeah, I probably want to rest in the bonfire, because this area actually can be pretty dangerous. There's a ton of enemies, projectiles flying everywhere. You gotta be careful. That means I'm probably not going to be. I'm probably just going to rush in. I actually don't remember how I went about this. The smart thing to do would be to lure enemies one at a time, but who does that? Oh, I'm actually going to fight these guys. Okay. Magic damage is actually very effective on them. If I remember right, they're more resistant to pure physical than anything else because they're, all the crystals on them. So now I just gotta get that crystal golem. A smart thing to do is actually to smash the walls from below him on that railing, because it will actually lure him down below, and you can fight him in a much safer location. But here I'm just attacking everything, because why the hell not? And you have to be careful, because as you can see, that blue aura on him, the channeler buffed him, which increases their damage by a huge amount, and they can take you out really quick. And as you saw there, I showed off that that melee attack can actually just go right over your head at close range. So we got the broken pendant. It's time to go back to the forest. And one thing that's kind of symbolic here, a lot of people wonder, what does the broken pendant mean? Like, what's that all about? Well, the pendant item, the regular one, it talks about how it's basically just used as like a reminder, like a keepsake for the undead adventurer, the hero. So I think it's kind of symbolizing that perhaps the furtive pigmy was actually kind of a lot like the chosen undead that you're playing as, like maybe personality-wise, is that he was just another hero, another adventurer. But we can't really say. We don't know a lot about him, especially his past. All we really know is that maybe, I guess you could say, possibly, this is just my interpretation, is that he was selfless while the other lords were more selfish. He breaks apart his Lord Soul, the Dark Soul, to father humanity. And this is a lot different than how Gwyn gave it to some of his friends. He gave a piece to Seath, he gave a piece to the Four Kings. The Pygmy, and I'm actually upgrading my Grass Crest Shield, because that could actually come in handy in the DLC. But the Pygmy actually broke his into tons of pieces. Every person, every human, has a piece of that Lord Soul. And so basically he sacrificed the fact that he could have been very powerful. Although, so that kind of begs the question, why is he, what caused him to become Manus, the father of the Abyss? I'm not really sure on that, to be honest. It could be that he still had a lot more of the Dark Soul than the average human, or it could be that the Dark Soul, as this game actually does tell us a few times, the dark is getting stronger while the light fades. The light and the dark are kind of like a yin and yang. As more of the Lord Souls fade, it seems the Dark Soul actually grows stronger. So it could be that since the DLC takes place about 1,000 years before this, I believe it's 1,000 years before the current time of this game, it could be that the Lord Soul has already faded. The Lord Souls have already faded a lot. So Manus, or the Pygmy, his Dark Soul has become a lot stronger than when he first split it apart. I think that might be referring to what they call when humanity goes wild in a person. It's the Dark Soul growing exponentially inside that person. Because we can kind of infer that even in the DLC, Gwyn has already sacrificed himself to the flame. There's a lot of things there's a lot of little subtle hints at that. The fact that there are bonfires to begin with kind of, in my opinion, is the biggest indication of that. And also the fact that it's just the characters, the way they talk about things, kind of already gives me the impression that things have already kind of gone south as far as the nature of the lords. And a lot of people already have the opinion, a lot of people seem to already be kind of racist towards humans, especially the way that, like, Kieran will, in Goth, I think it's actually pronounced Goth now, I think they changed it. It used to be Go, but I think it's Goth now. The way they'll talk about you if you attack them, they kind of give off this vibe that, like, oh, they were expecting you to attack them, like dirty humans and stuff like that. If everything was still good and fine, and everything was, Anor Londo was still in its prime, I don't think it would be quite like that. But it's, that's just yeah, there's a lot of animosity between the lords and the humans. So the DLC bosses, the first thing I'd say about them is use a shield. Use a good shield, especially for Sanctuary Guardian and Artorias, because they are much more aggressive than your standard Souls boss. And that is why I die most of the time here, because I am going in mostly without a shield and without all that much life and defense. Like, as you can see, you know, he attacks very rapidly. They don't do a lot of damage per hit, but he attacks so rapidly it's easy to get overwhelmed. But thankfully, Sanctuary Guard doesn't have a lot of health, so I hit him pretty hard too. And here, I barely dodged that. That would have been really bad. That move inflicts a ton of poison, usually poisons in one hit. And as you can see here, I'm rolling away desperately, and he still hits me, which is obviously not good. And there it is again. Look at how much damage I've already taken. And with mid-roll, you just can't... It's possible, but you have to time it really well. With mid-roll, not easy to dodge roll all those attacks. It's really better to just block them, because they don't drain that much stamina, even with a moderate shield. Oh, and I'm way overly aggressive right there, and I get punished hard for it. So yeah, if you're watching this, the thing I would suggest is just use a decent shield. Even like a medium-sized shield with decent stability, and even with minimal endurance, will be more than good enough to drastically reduce the difficulty of this fight. Because when he starts just rushing in at you, you can just block, just back up and block, and he won't really be able to do much. And if you can one-hand your weapon, which I can't, you're much more likely to be able to retaliate without him getting away. Because the time it takes to switch to two hands then swing can be the difference between hitting and missing. So here we go, attempt number 2. I think I die again, to be honest. Oh god. Oh no, I'm dead, totally dead. Because now I pretty much have to Estus, because the longer I wait, the more likely the poison will kill me. So he punishes me. Now the poison is killing me. And oh god, I have to heal because the poison is killing. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Well, that went well. That went very well. Oh god. Well, Sanctuary Guardian has tied Smog and Ornstein for killing me the most. I think the only other boss that killed me twice was... I think it was just them. I think Sif killed me once, and... probably forgetting somebody. Oh, Qualag killed me once. So he is tied for Smog and Ornstein, and maybe he can win this gauntlet. Although I'm pretty sure Artorias, Manus, and Calamite will probably kill me more than twice on this character. But this should be good. Okay, so I use a little trick there where if you roll early, it can actually get his auto-aim lightning to hit the ground because of how low to the ground you are. And I'm poisoned again, which means I'm in deep crap. And I barely dodged that, which is pretty pathetic. And I block that with my weapon, which actually reduces quite a bit of the damage. I walk in front of him to get out of the way of that attack so I can punish him. And that's a good time to get some damage in when he does that move up close, and I get a lot of damage in there. Wow, I might actually win, and I'm taking tons of damage, probably not going to win now. And I am toast. That's 3 deaths to Sanctuary Guardian. I should have had that fight, to be honest. I just got overly aggressive at the end. I should have healed and just stabilized, because the poison wouldn't have been a big deal at that point. I had already done so much damage to him that I'd only need to hit him like 2 or 3 more times. So right now I'm thinking, okay, I got this. Alright, I just gotta be... I can take my time. Yeah, I can't really, I hit him so hard, I shouldn't really try to rush him down so hard. Which is kind of my playstyle in Souls games. I like to be really aggressive. But for some of the DLC bosses, that's really not advisable. Because they can punish you so hard. You really need to be patient sometimes. Especially with a character with no shield. And not exactly the best. I can't even quick roll. And I just take massive damage right at the start. Oh my god. Well, this probably isn't going to go well. I'm probably going to die again. Ooh, that R2 hits so hard. Alright, dodge that and punish. Missed the follow-up. He's really quick. That's the big cool thing about this fight. It's not like other Souls bosses. He's really quick. Alright, I actually dodge all that. That's always good. Can't even punish him, though. And there we can get it. Nope, can't even hit him. See that? He's so evasive. And I'm taking lots of damage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh! Oh! Must heal. Oh god. Well, I'm somehow alive. How did that hit me? Oh, God. Well, this isn't going to go well. He's going to set me up too. No, he backs off. I only have one Estus left and no Estus left. And I'm already down to like half health. Oh boy. This is not looking good at all. Gonna try and get magic weapon. He gives me a chance to do it. But he almost punishes me for it. So this is pretty much my last chance. I gotta be really careful. Because I can only get hit like 2 more times. And there's 2 more times. Oh, but he's only got a few more hits left. Oh! Oh god. Oh. Okay, I only have to hit him 1 more time. Okay. I just gotta be careful. Oh crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. You died. Guardian Soul obtained. Victory achieved. Yes, that is the preferred way to do that fight. Actually, that's probably the worst way to do that fight. The smart thing to do, if you want to make it easy, get the Iron Rusted Ring from the tutorial area, makes dodging him in the water a lot easier, and get a good shield. A good shield makes him a lot easier. It makes him way more manageable. You're not put under nearly as much pressure. Because you could see there was parts in there where I was just rolling away for my life, hoping not to get hit. With a shield, you can just sit there and you'll be fine for the most part. But I was victorious. And now to get my souls. Let's see how many I got. Not bad. 30,000. It's actually deceptive there's more than that, because the Guardian Soul doesn't do anything besides just being consumed, from what I understand. So it's actually more than 30,000 souls for him. And now we are in the heart of DLC Worlds. I'm gonna consume that Guardian Soul to get my full reward. Nice, so it's actually 42,000 souls for beating him. So, yeah, why not raise strength to get more damage, right? Because obviously, we need more damage. We shouldn't be worrying about our health. And yeah, I'm not even going to talk to Elizabeth. Don't even care. So, I'm probably just going to run through this area because it's actually very easy to get the first shortcut to fight Artorias, and then the next bonfire, because it's actually a very short amount of space to get the shortcut, and there's not a whole lot of enemies that'll block you. Like as you can see here, there's these 2 guys here. Then you can pretty much run halfway to the next area without really encountering much of anything. And there isn't particularly a lot of important items in this area, if I recall. In that building up there is the shortcut to Artorias and Kalameet, which is kind of cool because that's like the first time in a Souls game where one area leads to 2 different bosses, if I recall right. So we're gonna drop down here, run over here. Now there's certain times where the first time you go to this bridge, Kalameet can slow you down and get you killed, but there's certain times where it doesn't affect you. Like right here you'll see I stop and I wait a second and then nothing really happens. Like there's supposed to be an enemy that comes down and blocks your way, but I just run right through. And if Kalameet does get you killed there, I guess it sucks and you might have to do it again, but I don't know, it usually doesn't happen to me. But I have seen in other people's videos they try to run through there and a stone golem will drop down and block their path and really screw them up, but it doesn't really happen to me when I do it. I don't know. So here, there's quite a few enemies, but all we have to do is get to that building a little to the right to get the shortcut. And these normal guys right here aren't that hard. They have no poise. They don't have all that much health. Their attacks can actually be quite take a lot of health really quickly. They have multi-hitting attacks you have to watch out for. But again, a good shield, you don't have to worry about that. A weapon with good range, you don't have to worry about that. But these stone guys, they are the ones you have to worry about. That's why I run through here, because I don't really think they're worth fighting. They can be really annoying. And there we go, we got the shortcut. Now we can unlock the path back to the starting area. And there's the boss fog to Artorias and the pathway to Kelmy on the right. And here's the best character in the game, Chester. Now, if you haven't played Demon Souls, you'd know that this character is an homage to Demon Souls. That face of his, while yes, it is very reminiscent of V for Vendetta, it's also a throwback to the Fat Ministers from Demon Souls, who had a very similar facial expression, and I guess it's kind of like a mask. And he also seems to have a similar lore to them. He comes from Karim, who have there's the Earl of Karim, who's supposed to be like a political advisor, and of the artwork we've seen of him, he looks a lot like one of the Fat Ministers of Demon Souls. So it'd be cool to get more information on them. Perhaps in Dark Souls 2 we'll visit that place. I don't know. We'll see. So you can see I activated the shortcut without having to go back there, just save some time. And now it's time for the man, the myth, the legend, Artorias the Abyss Walker, who's probably going to absolutely destroy me, but it should be fun. Okay, Artorias, let's see what you can do. In my opinion, this is one of the best boss battles in the Soul series. He's basically like... Ooh, that double slash is really deadly. He's basically like an Allant from Demon Souls if he wasn't so passive and he actually put pressure on you. The problem with Allant in Demon Souls is he's just so passive and he just gives you so much time to just do whatever you want. Artorias is much more aggressive, much more mobile, and right there, the way he did that immediately after knocking down pretty much prevented me from stopping his power-up, which is what I normally would do. So I at least took the time to get my own power-up back. And I am pleased with the damage I'm doing. For Artorias, that's pretty good. He has a lot of life and defense. And that move right there, the timing can be tricky. You gotta dodge roll late, and ooh, that hurt. He's doing a lot more damage because of that buff. And right there you can see I'm just strafing it to dodge it and not rolling, so it guarantees a punish. In that move right there, you cannot roll sideways, and that's what always gets me, and oh, that's gonna kill me. Oh, the poise saved me, and I rolled sideways again, which got me killed. That move will punish any roll except the back roll, because since it hits immediately after the first, you're gonna be in the recovery of your first roll the very moment that one ends. In as my habit of Souls, I always roll sideways to get a better punish. That move you just can't do that. Maybe with quick roll, I haven't checked like the frame data or anything, but I don't think so. I think it will guarantee a punish on a side roll, which can make it very tricky. Although it's probably better to just block it, but again, I don't use a shield, I don't block. Although I probably should make this a lot easier. So Artorias 1, me nothing. Gonna try again. Actually, I'll show the shortcut once, and if I die again, then I'll skip this run back. Just for completionist purposes. And an interesting thing about the lore of Artorias, it's kind of cool to see that he, even though he is, he's controlled by the Abyss, basically, by the Dark, he's still killing some of the enemies in this area. So it kind of leads me to believe that he isn't 100% corrupted yet, just maybe very close. And it's possible that Manus is basically controlling him at this moment, because you see the dark like fog overcoming him right as you come in the room. So it's possible Manus has some sort of control over him. How much, we don't know. Probably a lot, but maybe just not like 100% yet. It's kind of interesting. So here's attempt number 2. I didn't even heal before going into the fog. It's pretty dumb. I guess I want to save an Estus. And that was kind of weird how he did that. He was like nowhere near me. And you can see I'm preferring to lock on this fight. It makes your dodge rolling a lot easier, and I got really lucky I didn't get hit there. That move you gotta dodge late or it'll hit you. He didn't do the follow-up there. I thought he was going to. I like how he mixes up his attack strings and stuff. Ooh, I actually hit with the R2. It has so much range. When he dodges back like that, it usually means he's going to go for the buff. So you want to hit him as quickly as possible to prevent that. And ooh, he did the thrust. I'm trying to get out of there to heal right now, I think. Overhead. Follow-up hits me in the middle of my attack. Thankfully, I dodge roll out of there so I can heal. That's a good time to punish after that move. And I kind of want to get my buff back. But will he let me? Yes, he's going to be nice to me. He usually doesn't do that. Ooh, I dodged way too late on that one, and I take the hit there to get my hit in. Probably not a good idea. Trying to get distance to heal, which works. But somehow that hits me. I'm not sure how, actually. And he's going to try and get his buff on. I figure, you know, it'd probably be better to heal instead of going in and putting myself in a potentially bad situation. I don't know if that was the best thing to do. It could go either way, really. Because I am, as you can see, his defense is also higher, too, with that buff. And I'm being really aggressive right now to dodge right in his face. It's usually better to back off after he does he throws the swamp stuff at you, whatever it's called. And yeah, that thrust move is multi-hit. And when he has the buff on, that is going to kill you. That move is going to kill you if he has the buff on, almost guaranteed. So I'm going to cut off the run back. Okay, attempt number 3. I really should get quick roll for this. It'd be better, I'd say. Quick roll helps a lot. Gives you more opportunities to punish him. Ooh, and I take that to the face, but the poise kind of keeps me okay. And I thought he was going to buff there, but he wasn't. And there I kind of attacked it, and ooh, he did his Dragon Punch move, as I like to call it. Kind of like a Cammy's version of a Dragon Punch. He comes out immediately with an attack, pretty much invincible, and then he backs away. And I wasn't able to stop the buff, because I'm an idiot, and now I'm in deep crap. And that was the riskiest heal in the world, but it worked. And whoa, I don't even know how that worked right there. Yeah, so I'm being really aggressive. Probably not a good idea, but that's just my playstyle. Doing R2 attacks all day. Not even sure why. Ooh, take the hit there. Rolling through him is always good. Use that chance to heal. And that flip move can OTG. If it hits you in like the first hit, definitely he can follow up and immediately hit again while you're on the ground. Most of the time when you're knocked on the ground in Dark Souls, nothing can really hit you, but that move's one of the few exceptions. It will hit you off the ground. And as a player, supposedly, I heard you can do that again. Do you see how much damage that did? Oh my god. So right now, I'm trying to get the hell out of there. Ooh, that would have probably killed me if I didn't dodge that. Like, this fight's pretty freaking crazy. Gotta dodge that late. He's almost... Oh, but I'm being really aggressive. Could die. Oh my god. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm out of Estus and I only have half health. And right here, I don't even know why I'm doing the buff. I guess I figured since he's doing his, I'll do mine. It'll be amazing. So that was an awesome fight. And that will be the end of this part. See you guys next time. I love that fight.